direction arrow stud earrings. Welcome back to another episode of hand stamped jewelry making using the infinity block. I hope you enjoy this. I've been wanting to get a stamp that is an arrow, but I haven't been able to find it, so I'm going to make it myself with the chevron and the stick. So what we can do is first, you can see if it fits. And I want a small stud. And if you want to know what it looks like, here's something that you can do. Just using pencil or Conte if you have it, and mark on the line or on the side just so that it covers a little bit of lead on this. And then I'm going to see if it will fit nicely. I'm going to then, let's see around there, press down, and you see the lead from this transfers on, and so then I know the size, what it'll end up looking like. Sometimes I need to see it on and it's hard to visualize, so that's what we're going to do. And let's see the length of it. There we go. Okay, so in fact it will look like that. So I've stamped it onto this. And maybe my stud is smaller. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to mark it down here and see what happens. But I kind of like that. Then with a circle, you can wear it whichever way, and it could be pointing all sorts of funny ways, and I think it's comical. So let's get that started. So what I'm going to do first is place punch a hole through this. Any pin will do, but I'm going to put this on like such, and that way it will hold my stud and it doesn't move, and it will provide a guide. Now I could just use a ruler to mark things, but since I've got this, I'm going to put something slightly bigger. I'm going to eyeball it. Okay, that looks about right. Because this stencil has this marked right here. So now I could have used a marker to mark that, and I might still want to do that. Okay, so you don't have to do this. You can just do the lines outside here if you want. I'm going to do that. And I am going to do my V first. Oh, by the way, sandbag. It's great. It makes your punch a lot sharper because you're not bouncing off, so you don't get the ghosting as much. Okay, so I can look from this angle here. As to the placement, you can see from the reflection, and since I've drawn the line in between, I know that either side of the V, either corners of the chevron, should be equal distance from line in the center. Okay, so there we go. By the way, I'm going to do that again because I realize here's a problem. Sometimes I forget. You want the punch to be straight up and down and to be hitting straight up and down. And mine was at an angle. I was wondering, why is it so small? But say if I did have a chevron that was too large and I only wanted it to be a sharper V, I could do it intentionally, pivoting this so that I'm only getting the tip. But in this case, I want the full V. Okay. Much better. Okay. Then I'm going to look from the side. Okay. There we go. We'll see. I'll just bring it up to you. See? Like that. So it is divoting like this, and all we have to do is take some paper and I'm going to hammer down. Okay, so I want to flatten this out. I can put paper, but sometimes I punch through the paper and this can come through. So what you can do is you can also put in suede, leather, etc. I'm going to put it in between here so that it cushions it a bit more. There we go. And throw it off. So you see that? Here's my little arrow. And I quite like that. I'm going to try the next one where I tilt it a little bit so that it is smaller, and we'll see the difference before I flatten it out and stamp it the second time. Okay. Let's see. Okay, it's a lot flatter. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same thing of lining it up. Here we go. And line up the tip. And I can see from a reflection whether or not it's lined up. So I'm going to tilt it slightly. I'm not sure if you can see this, but basically now the tip, the V, is a lot smaller than this V. It's tiny. So depending on which way you're going to pivot, how much the angle is, makes a big difference. But I think what I want to do is I want to just make it slightly bigger, so less of an angle, and then see what happens. I'm going to demonstrate it for you. Okay. See? So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end it off like that. I'm going to make the line, polish both, and then you can see the difference. And I'm going to try to make it as level as possible. Okay, actually, I don't like that at all. And in my correction, I messed it up. It tapers off. It's a little bit weak, whereas that is a lot sharper. So I'm going to make another pair using that. And with this, I'm going to make another pattern out of it. And I think a lot of the times mistakes end up being a lot prettier or more creative than otherwise. So Need not worry, this does not go to waste. And what we're going to do now, let me see, is to flatten out again. Okay. Go. And that makes it satin finish, but if you want it to be high shine, I'll show you the difference. That's very nice. I actually prefer the satin finish. Awesome. There. See? You can wear them whichever way, pointing in all sorts of directions. And here is what the earring looks like when worn. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, please like and subscribe. Stones and Findings is a wholesaler of premium quality chains and findings, as well as the inventor of the Infinity Blok. I'm going to leave more information below about our company, as well as the Infinity Blok and the components I've used in this video.